Hey guys, Moldran here, and today I'm going to talk about something that's probably new for most of you. It's called the lead user approach, and I basically want to make this a recommendation for Blizzard Entertainment to improve the game, specifically Diablo 3. Now first, what are lead users? Lead users are characteristic, or have two main characteristics. The first is they're at the leading edge of something. For example, playing a game like Diablo, and they encounter certain needs when they're at this leading edge. And the second major characteristic is they have a high incentive to fix the problems or find a solution for the problems that they encounter at the leading edge. And they also benefit a lot, for example, if they have a solution, and in many cases those lead users find the solutions for certain problems at the leading edge themselves. And now, for example, to give you two short examples of Diablo 3, what lead users are, or what type of players would be lead users. For example, if we think back 3 months ago or something, another Diablo player named Kripparrian, I guess most of you know him, made a recommendation to introduce so-called champion levels in Diablo 3. Like Diablo 3 back then was stagnating, it was going down, the player base was decreasing every day, and Blizzard had to do something. So Kripparrian made a few so-called crypt tips, and one of them was to introduce a champion level system, which is basically the Paragon level system. And guess what happened 2 weeks later? Blizzard introduced the Paragon level system. So basically they took his idea, like Kripparrian was in the situation, he was playing the game, he was definitely at the leading edge, also with the hardcore kills and everything that he achieved. He was at the leading edge and he encountered problems. He was like, okay, but I need more incentive to keep playing the game. I need something that gets me to stick to the game. Because right now, I don't see a reason to keep playing the game. And that's why he was trying to find or figure out solutions that would improve the game and make it better for him. Because he would benefit as well from it. Because otherwise he would be like, okay, I'm just playing the game, but there's nothing to do, there's nothing to get. But if they, for example, introduced that and that and that, and one thing was also the champion levels, then I probably have more motivation to play a game. And what Blizzard did is, they took his idea and basically renamed it and introduced the system that we have right now, the Paragon level system. So you can see many good ideas come from such lead users and not from the company, not from Blizzard themselves. Second example is, for example, if we remember the Paragon system when it came out, the first days, basically I was tracking down people who were leveling fast. I wanted to know like how fast are they leveling, is it possible, is it a bot or whatever. And as you can see here in the graph, I was comparing the average top 5 Paragon levels in the first 8 days. And in the beginning they were pretty close to each other. In the first 2 or 3 days there was no difference. Everyone was doing full like free runs and grinding around 30 million XP per hour. But what you can see then, after 3 or 4 days, one of those top 5 people named Alkaizer increased his XP per hour significantly. Like he went up so much, and in the end he was doing 20 to 25 million XP per hour more than everyone else. And that gave him the advantage, and also was the deciding factor for him to win the race. Because he wasn't the only one that was playing a lot, trying to get 100 Paragon. He was not the only one, but he was the only one, or the one with the most efficient route to farm XP out of all those that had enough time. And as you can see from the average 2 to 5 Paragon, you can see they increased the XP per hour, but only a bit. Like they only had minor increases every day. I was in the same boat. I was doing full like free runs. I was tweaking my run every here and then, maybe get 10 seconds out of here, or get 30 seconds out of that thing. But I didn't make any major improvements. Alkaizer, on the other hand, he was already tweaking his run. He was already leaving out certain areas that he considered to be not worth, and he was really getting it down to the best areas to farm and grind the Paragon level. And yeah, that gave him the advantage, and that caused him to be first 100 Paragon without having to bot or use any cheats or share accounts. Okay, now in real life we have similar experience. Like this lead user approach comes from real life. For example, the mountain bike, because I'm a cyclist, I know that The mountain bike was invented by cyclists. It wasn't invented by a company that was producing bikes. It was actually invented by cyclists who were like trying to figure out, okay, how can I bike more effective in trails, for example. Another example in real life is the snowboard. The snowboard was also not invented by manufacturers. It was invented by actual skiers. And yeah. Now, what could Blizzard do? What could Blizzard do to improve Diablo 3 and improve the game? Because as I said, the game is kind of stagnating a bit. There hasn't been an update for a long time. Blizzard, what they could do is, they could approach a few of the lead users. Like, it's not that hard to discover them in an online game. They could, for example, approach people like Kripparrian and a few others that are on the leading edge and maybe cooperate with them. And it's a win-win situation for both, because people like Kripparrian, for example, they have an incentive to make the game better. They want to play something, they can play an entire day, let's say 15 hours a day for a few months and have fun doing that. But right now in Diablo 3, for many people that's not the case, especially after you're 100 Paragon, then you're like, okay, what should I do now? So what Diablo 3 needs is not just minor improvements, like as you were seeing before by the leveling chart. Minor improvements are okay, for example, increase the drop rate, maybe get a few new legendaries, and so on. But what the game really needs is big improvements, things that maybe don't even exist in other games, that really are exciting and cause the players to stick to Diablo 3 or maybe even come back to it and play it again. That's what it needs. And I think right now in Blizzard, Diablo 3 team, most decisions come from the top, from JayW and maybe one or two other guys. But they are not that creative and they are lacking ideas that maybe a few gamers have, because if there are 100 gamers that are working on improving the game, there probably comes something productive out of it. And yeah, the Blizzard has the best environment for those ideas. For example, Blizzard has some of the best programmers, they have a really insane designer team. The mechanics in Diablo 3, the gameplay is top notch. But what they're lacking is ideas, and I'm sure if, for example, when I think back, Kripparrian came with the champion levels and Blizzard introduced it and they did it well. They did it well, but they had to get that idea first, had to get the point from the community. And I think if Blizzard would try to work more with such players together and try to improve the game could be improved a lot. But yeah, another game that's came in the news quite a bit in the last few days is named Path of Exile, and they take a completely different approach than Blizzard. Of course, Path of Exile is a lot smaller than Blizzard, but what Path of Exile is doing, they are approaching those lead users, they are approaching players that they think could help them develop the game. So Path of Exile teamed up with a few top players of other games, teamed up with creative players that have ideas, and they really work with them together to improve the game. And if you think this is about money, you're wrong. I'm pretty sure that people like Alkaizer or Kripparrian, they wouldn't care about any money in return. They just want to make the game better. They just want to introduce their own ideas to make the game better, and then so they have something to play. Blizzard wouldn't even need to spend money on that. So maybe in the future Blizzard tries to listen more to the lead users or tries to cooperate with them. I mean, Blizzard is doing some things. For example, they are doing service. Okay, service, which class do you like the most, which area in Act 3 do you like the most, and so on. But that doesn't really give them any information. Like, that only helps them to figure out like minor or small improvements to the game. For example, what they did recently, they improved things, for example, affixes, they nerf invulnerable minions, they nerf whatever is going on there right now, health link or reflect damage. But those aren't really the super big changes that really make the game exciting, cause people to come back, cause people to stick to the game. And for that, I think they need lead users, because many things, many good ideas came from the actual users of products and not from the company itself, also not from just doing a survey to everyone. But yeah. Today was a kind of different video. I hope you still enjoy it. Just my few points of something that I also learned. And yeah, hopefully Blizzard keeps working on the game. Hopefully PvP becomes good, and I'm still gonna sit here in half a year and make videos about Diablo 3. We'll see.